What advice would you give those entrepreneurs?
And if I'm getting it correct, if I'm a lot of startups which I'm seeing is a startups which are trying to bring in newer spaces, getting into the newer spaces and bringing in the semblance of technology or the artificial intelligence or those kind of a thing. And we ourselves are trying to dive into that space fairly aggressively. I have been in the research industry for many years, and as an industry, we have taken a lot of pride in terms of providing that consultancy, understanding of that domain, really making a sense out of that kind of a data to our customers. And when we are trying to make that big change by bringing in those new technology intervention, I think we have to understand two or three things. One, not everything can be replaced by technology. So we need to really pick up our battle where we see that AI or technology can really make that kind of a difference. Secondly, there has to be a balance of people, the real world, the people and the technology part of it. We should not really push to replace everything with technology, because there will be humongous amount of resistance to that. Because the research world has dealt very differently than maybe an analytics world or other kind of world. So I think those are the two or three pieces of advice I would give, that pick your battle and don't try and replace everything and too fast, because there's a higher chance of you being pushed back than you being accepted in the marketplace.
This is a really important point that I think the audience needs to tune into. I heard this from a number of interviews at the brand level, and what they're not looking for is a new technology. What they're really looking for is a new partner that can help solve their business problems. And then in that partnership, it isn't just about like a one-trick pony where you meet some niche need. It's really about having a depth of connection to that business, so that you can, when you deliver an insight or empower an insight, there's an overall context to that insight, to the business the problems that the business is facing also at that point in time, so that you can really frame the answer, the insight in a way that's meaningful and will drive change in the organization.
Absolutely. And in fact, if I talk very briefly about some of the things which we are trying to do.
That'd be great.
For example, on the very operation sides of thing, now we realized over the years, it's extremely a cost factor. The entire operations is a cost to the organization. There is no greater value from an organization, and it has been a lot driven by how cheaper can you get, how faster can you get.
Right.
And through a normal intervention, it is you will hit the ceiling. You can't go any further, and that's where we are trying to bring in the power of AI. That can we really use that power of AI to make that huge change? By any stretch of imagination, the entire market research operation, barring the sample collection, is a $8 to $10 billion industry. That's humongous. If I'm able to bring in a cost efficiency of even 10%, that's a lot of money on the table.
A lot of money.
And that's only add to your bottom line. And the speed to market, because the better speed to market, now the entire corporate world is comparing your delivery to the alternative world. They can deliver me in 2 days time, you still take 2 weeks of time. Now, if I can really cut down on that time as well as on the cost, that will give a new life to the entire MR world. And that's one of the intervention we are doing. Second intervention is, I believe the primary research world is all about the perishable thing. You consume and then you throw that data. Can we use all of that knowledge which we have kind of accumulated over the years and make a far superior use of that? So for example, then we have launched this product called ad optimization, which is using a lot of your past creative and your consumer data, do a meta-analysis to say how can you be smarter and better in future. So I think you have to again identify those areas where you can make a real change. And again, the change is not replacing the existing world, but kind of enhancing to that particular existing world.
Love that. Super interesting.